ready. I'm so ready for this one. It's been an entire time. And last time we even got a little messed up. But hi, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. We are so back. I got myself a new router. I got myself some new snacks. I'm fully ready, locked and loaded. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. As you all know, we are about to be reacting to the death battle of Gurren Lagann versus White Lantern, Simone the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. I said it many times on my streams. Gurren Lagann, it's one of my favorite animes of all time. No, wait. The favorite anime of Sain is Gurren Lagann. It's my favorite anime of all time. What do I know about Gurren Lagann? I know quite a lot. Not like an absolute nerd to a certainty, but I know that there are things that are immeasurable. I can fact check some things myself too. About Green Lantern and heroes. Superheroes are OP. No spoilers in the chat. In the comment section of this video, I hope that everybody is excited to see it and they like my commentary for this one. I need to do my speech. Thank you, everybody, for your patience for this one. Let's get ready. Also, let me know how the audio is.
Simone the Digger,
Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern.
two men born of Earth with the willpower to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm excited. I'm scared.
Deep underground, Jiha Village lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his little brother from another mother, Simone. He was there too, I guess.
Simone was a digger.
Dude, I'm gonna say it once again. This anime is like revolutionary. Like, some people don't understand the hype with this one. And thank you for the confirmation on the audio. This anime like threw everybody off board. I don't want to say too many spoilers. Spoilers in a death battle, it will happen. However, I'm gonna be very open about it, however I can, realistically. We're talking here about not Kamina, but Simone being the main character of the Gurren Lagann, the thing about Gurren Lagann. Many people thought that Kamina was going to be the main protagonist, and I'm sure that's something that's even going to be like referenced, because it was so mind-breaking for lots of people. It's one of the, this anime is like, some people say it's overhyped. I think it's just peak. Bro, fight the power. So we're talking about Simone. Let's read the background. Age 21, height 6'2", or just like me. Occupations: digger, supreme commander, pilot, hermit currently. Oh wow. Pronounced Zimone. Excuse me. It's a mangaka in another universe. What? Mangaka? I was not expecting something like that. Actually, no, I know the reference. It's even like referencing like an animation. It's really cute. And inspired by Captain Harlock. Dude, Captain Harlock inspires so many things, but also like the beginnings of Gainax have inspired so many animes. Even like the post that I'm holding right now, it's like, I know that's been overdone by a lot of like sources of animation, but oh my god, it's like one of the most epic. So you cannot get more epic than this. And then we have like Mostake, Nia, Kamina, and Drills. Dislikes paperwork, authority, and the anti-spiral. All right.
Tend to drill endlessly through the dirt until the day he found the core drill.
A key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagann. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity. Scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as befits Kamina and Simone's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagann merged, creating Gurren Lagann.
With Kamina piloting the body and Simone the head, these two were unstoppable.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagann might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by its pilot's willpower.
There are so many people who like deny Gurren Lagann as an anime about mecha. We have talked about this on stream before. It's kind of a wild take because it's not the classic like mech that there's like a lot of magic and quote unquote fiction involved, notice fiction is in everything, that it's like part of like mecha related. However, you know, like the fact that the robots like recover with like just willpower and essentially magic from the person, it's like energy. It's like Dragon Ball Z characters just recovering. So people deny that it's kind of like mecha, and some people say it's a bad excuse for a mecha entry. I think this is a very good entry. It's like easy for a lot of people to get into mecha anime, which is why I recommend it so much, to the point that I even got a little bit obnoxious with people. It's like JoJo. I used to be the JoJo fan that recommended Gurren Lagann to everybody by force. Like, you need to watch this anime. It's peak. You need to watch this anime. It's peak. You need to watch it. You haven't watched it? Why haven't you watched it? Most mecha fans, they like Gurren Lagann back then, but over time, it's been overlooked. It's incredible that an anime is amazing. Hell, I'm going to say this from the get-go. I also was a bit of a denier, because I also had the bad experience of a friend being so pushy towards me watching it. And then I watched it on my own, on my PSP, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. What the hell? And then I rewatched it, and I rewatched it, and I watched all versions of it, uncut, like censored, English, Japanese, whatever. I just needed to watch it. So we're speaking here about the Gurren Lagann. The height, 1.2 m, runs on willpower, merges with larger machines, drills, missiles, sunglasses, boomerang, and energy blast. Pretty standard.
Capable of making any weapon they can imagine,
including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
drills, wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Bureku. Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's like if I made booze or something, my whole personality.
That would be
with
good.
Gurren Lagann's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated
so
human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord Genome.
Until Kamina died. Oh, wait, shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all Simone's fault. He let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words: have faith in the Simone who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simone who found Lagann.
I feel like this is the early stages of me entering a cult. I believe back in the day, I used to hear stories of people going overly hype about Kamina, comparing it to like freaking Jesus Christ of anime. The same way that people compare Haruhi Suzumiya to, you know, God, because God of anime. And then Lucky Star was like was also like the god of anime. So now it's like, oh wow, like now we got the Jesus Christ of anime on Kamina and Simone. Don't be no. I am not giving out. I'm not handing out Kool-Aid to anybody. Haruhiism. Well, that's the name. Saying glasses can boomerang. I can boomerang everyone in here at once, and no one would notice.
Simone who pierced the surface, and Simone who would now lead humanity to victory.
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kicked Lord Genome's ass. But victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential, what they dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power, an energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and madness, the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity, the perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simone would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simone can create portals to different realities and higher.
Oh, actually, let me read this, because I think in the past version of this video that actually never happened, I was arguing with many people that were in that day. About some people were deniers, like, oh, how strong can Gurren Lagann actually be? It's stupidly strong. Like, it's one of the early times in anime where a power scaling of anime got so absurd that people started comparing it to like Goku versus Gurren Lagann, and there's always the argument like, can he defeat Goku though? Can he defeat Popeye though? I think Popeye can defeat Gurren Lagann. There's no way Popeye can lose against the Gurren Lagann though. The cartoon characters are just built different. It's so dumb, so stupid. It will happen. People are always like trying to power scale everything, even when it's like that doesn't make, even when the math doesn't make sense. There is no math to be made sense. It's all fictional, but still. We have the Gurren Lagann evolutions: spiral power, exponential adaptation, self-repair, force fields, energy absorption, reality warping. The arc Gurren Lagann has, it's city size, that is debatable. Thunderbolt, chariot kick, space-time, shattering burst, spinning punch. And the super galaxy Gurren Lagann, it's moon size, full drill eyes, and spatio-temporal axis simultaneous shooting. This damn thing has something called probability missiles that will hit 100% of the time and will do the job 100% of the time. It's stupid. It's like, oh, imagine if I say to you like, oh, I hit you back times 100. No, you times infinity. That's the power of the Gurren Lagann. It's like, oh no, you times infinity. Oh, what's your scale? How can you do that? Because we can. And everything size is like debatable.
Dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space and time with the—
Oh, here we go. There's more info here. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, incomprehensibly big, contained super spiral space probability missiles. Oh, here we go. We got it here. And then we have the Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann, which is a mech size. The size is of the observable universe. Infinite spiral power, drill size, the observable universe. Observable might be a key word here that scares me, because how observable are we talking about? Because the logic in Gurren Lagann kind of defies, I don't know, animal logic. How are we gonna be scaling this? I made the joke before that Gamaguri is the tallest character in all of Gainax. I mean, Studio Trigger. Because Gamaguri from Kill la Kill, it's always the biggest thing on the screen. Nothing can be bigger than any of the characters. I mean, nothing can be bigger than Gamaguri, which is it's supposed to be a joke, but it is like, is that like canon to the character? If a new person enters the building and then suddenly Gamaguri just gets bigger. Gamaguri versus Gurren Lagann. I think Gamaguri is gonna be taller, stronger, debatable, greater than. It's also, it's like, it's what math is this? Are we putting into the equations the greater than times 3? It's like there's no, it's so impossible.
Or the
it's
Super
baffling.
Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions, all within a Planck instant.
That's the smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light. Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat in our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
But it wasn't enough to escape the Anti-Spiral's greatest trap, the Multiverse Labyrinth, an attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind, permanently arresting him in a dream world.
Except Simon and his spiral power are just built different, and after being inspired by his bro, Simon absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning Simon absorbed a higher dimensional structure several orders of infinity greater than himself.
This part is so sad. My hairs are tingling and I'm ready to cry. I'm not even like joking or exaggerating. I saw something that I kind of described as a mega spoiler, but I just wanted to make a comment of how stupid in the anime they started just making up like strength, which is like kind of the point of Gurren Lagann, how insane their power can go.
The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely, thus an infinite gap in size.
This is the same math that we were using to calculate Mario jumping over a scuttle block. And now let's talk about parallel universes.
And scope.
What?
Oh, we're just getting started. Imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay. That's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon, who is writing his own alternate universe version.
I'm also an alternative version of Simon.
Spiral power made his fictional Simon real, adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution.
This is when Mr. Game watch lips.
This is when Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy. Like shooting missiles that alter probabilities so they have a 100% chance of hitting you, or tossing galaxies around like frisbees. Sorry, did I say galaxies? I meant universes.
Simon's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality, letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
Like when Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best wife in the universe, used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level for 7 days straight.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power, Wiz, when the fuck is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simon evolved one more time.
Into Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that, Simon and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Hey, cruel indifference of the universe! Meet the indomitable human spirit!
Proving Kamina's words prophetic, that Simon's drill is the drill that would pierce the heavens.
With no more worlds left to conquer.
This is where it gets crazy. How can you make a character? I mean, you can definitely by just writing it down, but it's like so many people denying, like, oh my god, Goku can beat the Gurren Lagann if they shoot at a full spirit bomb power. And it's like, look at this. Just read the sentence right here. Withstood the infinity Big Bang storm. Literally, what created the the universe, like multiple times. The Big Bang attack is it's not even like a reference to a power move like Vegeta. It's an actual like Big Bang. Struck all time and space at once, pulled the moon back into orbit, became the Simone that believed in him. It's like we're getting into metaphor into reality. Shatter, drill trillions of light years long, defeated Viral, 4 supreme generals, Lord Genome, and the anti-spiral. It's like people who like created the freaking world at the point.
Chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days in service to others.
Always anything goes. For all the lights in the sky are stars, and every star another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
The universe is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself face to face with
I'm scared. Comic books have absolute BS power scale at times. There are so not only because there's so many resources, it's also because I don't know, they just like make up their own rules from time to time. Even if it's like the creator just said, we just did it because it looked cool. We can make Godzilla like lift the building with one hand. But then you see a page in a comic book where Godzilla can't even push a bridge. Comic books, they just make it happen because they need to make it happen to look cool, and that's perfectly fine in my book, honestly. Superman used the shapeshift to just because. Yeah, it's like absolutely out of nowhere. Let's just make it
Dimensional
happen.
vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat. You know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps.
Ryan Reynolds.
They're the Space Fuzz, an intergalactic police force founded
I love the
billions
Justice
of
League
years
anime,
ago by
cartoon.
blue leprechaun gods.
And the greatest Green
It's so
Lantern
good.
among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Jordan.
You know him. You love him. You might hate him. But you gotta respect the man with a will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Oh, please. I hope they show that one clip of Green Lantern getting beat down and by like a bunch of villains that were against Superman. It's like, oh, stand back. I got this. And then getting pummeled. That clip is hilarious.
Till the day his will broke.
After his hometown got completely obliterated, Hal lost his mind. He rampaged through the core,
Ben 10?
killing everyone
Ooh.
in his path,
Ben 10's
and
strong, though.
absorbed the central power battery, the literal Green Lantern.
Becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
Let's see. We have a Ryle Rayner, age 30. Also Detective Pikachu, 5'11", weight 175 pounds. Ayo, just like one of my cheeks. Occupations: comic artist, Green Lantern, aka the Iron Parallax Torchbearer. Like Superman, Asian woman, Gamera. Dislikes DC editorial. We're getting so meta right now. Jaws. Wait, dislikes Jaws, like the actual Jaws, like the movie, the sharks. What do you have against sharks, dude? Dislike love triangles. Are you not into polyamorous? An enemy of heat.
He was just there. He had no idea what was going on.
Oh,
Must feel
Asian
good being
movies.
hip-
Oh my god, I didn't Asian movies. I saw an Asian woman. I was like, I was gonna say me too.
Given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient box can master it, what's your excuse, Kyle?
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn
But can you
invisible
solo
and
Popeye?
intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well, consider the time Kyle stretched the
Okay, I'm already concerned because they already show like some comic panels breaking, and that's already like fourth wall breaking. Like, oh, Gurren Lagann's about to destroy the universe with like 20 big bangs. I'm going to like break the panel, get out of here, and do a Chanstein Bowser, and just say I know you, and then get out, punch the editorial DC, tell them right that I win. And then get back into the, okay, this is already looking like really, really bad. And just by looking at visual without even reading, what is all this wall of tags of, let's see. I'm not even being a hater. I'm actually being real for one. It's the chance time. It haunts me, Raven. Dimensional breaking is stronger than any funny cartoon thing. Oh yeah, we're fucking cooked, chat. We're cooked. I'm Gurren Lagann's biggest stan, and I'm already know that we're cooked. I admit when we are almost like defeated. Protect, I guess, unless they omit that. And let's see, protective aura, flight, galactic database, artificial intelligence, invisibility, intangibility, time manipulation, time travel, age manipulation, matter manipulation, gravity manipulation, mind reading manipulation, ball manipulation, ass manipulation, pussy manipulation, Sain twisting woo manipulation. Okay, you have it all, my dude. If I keep reading, it's just gonna be like manipulation of this, matters of times and space. Constructs, Energy Blast, Shield, Exoskeleton, Melee, Smash Bros. Ultimate, Smash Bros. Brawl, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Mythical Creatures, Mecha, Poison, Entropy, The Power to Defeat, Pokemon Scalpers. You got it all. You got it all. Like, this list is not even worth reading. It's OP as fuck. It's so manipulative too. Simone that absorbing the dimensions. Yeah, but can Simone defeat the Scalpers at Target from taking Pokemon cards?
the very fabric of space to
overreacting? No,
increase
it's
the
true. Like, it's like literally written like
Planck
there.
length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and space, letting them fly so fast they can create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Poozer Kilowog survived being erased from existence by the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the great...
Then why the fuck did we have then why are we even having a debate? I saw what Raven wrote about reconstructing the organs, but I'm like, why did we even have an argument about Superman versus Goku? Is it just because they're fan favorite characters? Why didn't we just say like Green Lantern versus Goku on the first place? It just doesn't hit hard. Again, Green Lantern, the name is just cringe. It's not the most popular character. Why did we even bother with Superman versus Goku when we could have just done Green Lantern versus Goku or Green Lantern versus Superman in the first place? I mean, people wanted and it's the debate of the century. It's just Goku being the strongest character. Anime fans needed to be put on their place. But can we do Green Lantern versus Bowser? Chance time. I don't think so. I think Bowser would win. Like, I'm not even joking. I think Bowser can win.
Greatest willpower in the Corps.
So far.
Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And we know from this show, they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most recognizable ability is their constructs, Kyle's speciality.
Samurai armor, pirate ships, giant dragons,
Bowser's
actual
still the
working
ring.
home computers, and his favorite,
we need
super
Bowser with Green
fighting
Lantern
robots.
coats.
Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional Big Bang. Wait, 0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up
Yeah, we're caught up
universes,
now.
but it has the
Oh my
battery
gosh.
of an iPhone. Never mind, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started
I'm sorry for laughing. It's just like the panel looked funny as hell. Like he was shoved in there like the same way I shoved my shoes into the locker.
the trope called fridging.
For how female characters are often sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League.
All that power and you can't stop your wife getting stuff in a fridge twice.
Faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
It's a
But
canon
little did he
event.
know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story.
Kyle
He had to
versus,
master
Kyle versus the fridge. I need to laugh this out. You got defeated by Rotop Fridge.
all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different emotion. The yellow light of fear lets Kyle
I need to become a
manipulate
fridge.
the worst horrors
can
in your
defeat Green
mind.
Lantern.
The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks,
It's trying to
but
be a
also
mannequin.
their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with napalm, which sounds like it sucks,
Kyle
but it's
versus
metal as hell.
rage.
Blue light is
Two
powered
people
by
are
hope
wild.
and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge
Isn't that like
his
The
ring.
Office?
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space,
Oh my gosh.
connecting him to others.
The final one was the sapphire light of love. With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And
Johnny
with
Bravo
their
can
powers
solo.
combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged and Kyle became a White Lantern
Yo,
with total
RGBT.
control over the power of life.
Wiz, I cannot think of an attack more useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other Lantern in existence.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
I don't know why I find the words of the Green Lantern like these. Hold on.
Stronger than Hal, who could
I find them a little bit silly. Like, in the brightest day, in the blackest night. It's like when a hero comes at you with saying something silly, it's like I find it silly for some reason. It doesn't ring the bell. It doesn't, you know. We got other people going like, believe in me who believes in you. That's even more sillier, but it sounds epic in my brain. Am I just anime brain rotten? That the Green Lantern just, I don't know what kind of kid is shouting this in the wild. I heard more people be like Superman, like faster than a speeding bullet. It's like it has a much better like ring to it than something like this. My favorite hero is the Green Lantern. I totally get it. The character is strong and cool, but never did I notice it. Because never did I take this character seriously. Put a ring on it. The same people who yell Kamehameha. Like, dude, that's cringe, but it's kind of epic. Like the gesture is epic, you know. It's cringe. It's like that's Omega level anime cringe, but it's like endearing to me at this point. This isn't.
harness the energy of every power battery across the
Naruto
multiverse.
running.
Not only
Oh,
can
shit.
Kyle
I'm
instantly
being
heal
called
all
out.
wounds,
I
purify
used to Naruto
corruption,
run.
and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation, like the
All of it is
Anti-Monitor.
cringe.
Okay,
But
so
we
it's
love
not
it.
totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the life equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the life equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The life equation, like its counterpart, the anti-life equation,
Oh my God.
is a
Okay. Whoa. What's this? I read something very important. Contained a supernova. So did Kirby. Survived the Big Bang that created the DCU. So did Kirby. Outsped the laws of physics. Also Kirby in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Surpassed Hal Jordan's powers. Also Kirby. Resisted anti-life equations dominations. Also Kirby. Mastered the emotional spectrum. I did that. Defeated Wonder Woman, Parallax, Amazon, and Oblivion. Also Kirby in Mugen. And also Homer Simpson.
conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his
Kirby can
fears
solo.
and anxieties. Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the life equation into pieces to found his second core, the White Lanterns. And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
The room only likes with a friend. All this power, and you still couldn't get your wife out of the fridge twice. Just saying.
Hey, remember Beerus vs. Sailor Galaxia? No? Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But
What?
we've got a solution. It's our own website. That's
I actually watched that one.
www.deathbattle.gg. It's like our own private Patreon, with a store for Death Battle merch and a complete Death Battle video archive. It's got episodes that YouTube has banned, blocked, and censored, and there's even
White
more
Lantern
goodies
versus
on the
Gurren
way.
Lagann. I'm
So
still
check
like
out
thinking about which one is it.
deathbattle.gg
It's gonna win
right
though.
now.
look, at the end, I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna get on myself, and please no spoilers, but I feel like at the end right there of the lore in White Lantern, there was a bit of information that could lead me to believe that Kamina can do this but better. Not Kamina, sorry, Simone. Simone can do this but better. But still, at the beginning of the White Lantern like description, the whole fourth wall breaking panel showing that he can just say know you, and being an editorial, it's like they're probably gonna use like cartoon physics and logics to give the power to a comic book character, because that's just how Dead Battle rolls. Unless we don't pull the shenanigans of cartoons and comic books fourth wall breaking, then I feel like Simone has a strong chance.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Here we go, baby, here we go!
All right, I'm not rusty at all.
Let's go.
Hey, dude. Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm
Class
thinking it's
A?
the giant
S.
mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Gurren Lagann's mine, officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
There's like a lot of styles in here. We got CG, 2D, pixels.
I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Tell me about it. 4.
Excuse. Come on, baby, come on.
That's nothing. My drill will
Simon.
take it over Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, we evolving already?
That's really cool. I'm a digger.
We do the impossible.
See the invisible.
Touch the
Bro,
untouchable.
fight the
Break
power.
the unbreakable.
If you ain't know,
Now you know.
All the heroes reference too. The changing style is cute. No.
I'm Simone the Digger. If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it down.
Is that a Digimon evolution?
Stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future.
No,
Choose
Simon, we've
life.
been through this, Simon. We've been through this.
Have faith in the Simone.
You did fit. There we go. Capital, let's go.
Super taking Topa
Power scale, power scale.
My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens. Giga Drill Break!
Come on. Are you going to tell me that Infinity versus Infinity defeats Infinity?
the super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in.
Oh, we're getting to
In
badass
brightest
level.
day,
Oh, yo.
blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern fly!
Let's see you
Bro?
turn down tape!
Bro, are we actually getting hijacked or not? I'm scared.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simon of Earth, you have been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
Yo, what the fuck?
The guy with the
Simple
snazzy
so
sun.
beat. It broke the laws of cartoon chance time shenanigans. No comic book forward breaking. Even I'm in denial. Hold up. This can be like a one, ending A, ending B scenario. Even I have to give credit to the Green Lantern, and I'm a Simone stan. Yeah, but that was peak. That was insanely cool at the end. But even I am like in denial. I want that ring.
Glasses. When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards. Take speed. Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's arsenal, which was mostly drills. Nothing like Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
That leaves the other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use...
Simone's reality warping could evolve into counter hypothetical source while imprisonment. A similar manner to the multiverse labyrinth, several DC characters with similar abilities, like Spectre, Superman, and Barrow Allen, have escaped the source while in the past. This is what I'm saying. There was a chance where like White Lantern, Green Lantern, whoever could definitely like win. It just depends on whoever has the most willpower, and apparently just Simone's was too strong.
Dimensions to roughly calculate a difference.
Which is insane.
This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger at a base level. However...
Okay, this is it's only because they mention how many they absorb, but there's infinite universes, so they couldn't keep absorbing more universes to get their power scale even higher. It's like infinity times infinity. Who wins? Infinity times infinity, infinity, infinity. It's like, maybe I hope I'm making sense, everybody. Like how at that point the characters were breaking the laws of everything and just adding their own math into it, and it was whoever had the most. So they just went by the panel of that comic and what happened in one episode with Gurren Lagann. So I don't know. It shouldn't be something that we should even be equating. That's how absurd it is, but apparently we're just using that.
However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power also lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge, especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And while Kyle could manipulate emotions to reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset, forcing him to relinquish it to keep.
There was more than I needed to believe into this. Like, there's definitely ways you can equate it so that either one or the other could win. That's just in my opinion. Hell, if they could have gone extra goofy, they could have just make Green Lantern have like fourth wall breaking powers. Like, oh yeah, we can defy the laws of the show, and I'm escaping the panel, turning off the TV, and you're gone.
From destroying
they didn't go there.
Himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself, writing a version of
Does that mean that Deadpool can defeat Green Lantern? What do you say, chat? Is that like a hot take?
And using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation, and a level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself, but Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential would shatter even this lantern's light.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
Next time on Death Battle.
Next time. What do we have here? Wait, speed battle? Wait. That was pretty damn good, honestly.
Subscribe.
Oh, Wile E. Coyote versus Tom. Okay, I need to watch that. I'm already voted. I think Wile E. Coyote's got this in the bag. That was gonna be funny. Cartoon versus cartoon. How deep are we digging? Because the power scale in cartoons is absurd. Well, chat, what do you think about that one? I am surprised, and you know what? I'm gonna take this W that Gurren Lagann actually won something. They didn't go with the fact that freaking DC character had like infinite amount of like copies of comic book. I'm happy. Let's freaking go. Row, fight the power.